alone. Again, no invitations, no messages, just silence. And you wonder, why? Is it them or is it you? Does solitude mean something is wrong with you? Or could it be revealing something deeper, something the world refuses to admit? Society tells you that having friends means success, that popularity equals worth, but the Stoics saw it differently. Not having friends doesn't always mean failure. Sometimes it means something far greater. What if solitude is a sign of growth? What if losing friends means gaining clarity? And what if the real reason you don't have friends has nothing to do with you at all? In this video, we uncover 5 powerful Stoic truths behind solitude, truths that will challenge everything you thought you knew about friendship, loneliness, and what it truly means to walk your own path. Before we begin, tell me, where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments below. I want to see how far this message reaches, and if this resonates with you, hit the like button and subscribe for more insights on walking the Stoic pathway. The Stoic perspective on friendship is often misunderstood. Society measures it in numbers, more friends, more value. But the Stoics saw friendship differently. It was not about quantity, but quality, not about comfort, but character. A Stoic would tell you, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. To the Stoics, friendship was not a convenience, it was a responsibility. A true friend does not flatter or enable. A true friend challenges you, holds you accountable, and strengthens your virtues. If a connection does not elevate your character, it is not a friendship. It is a distraction. This is why the wise are often alone. They do not settle for shallow company. They refuse to surround themselves with those who pull them into pettiness, weakness, or foolishness. They would rather walk alone than walk with the unworthy. I realized this truth myself. When I raised my standards, the crowd around me thinned. When I sought friendships based on character, not convenience, the noise faded, but the quality remained. Most people crave companionship to escape solitude. But the wise? They master solitude first, so that when they choose friendship, it is real. True friendship is rare. Guard it, cultivate it, and never fear its absence. For solitude, too, is a powerful teacher. So, if you lack lots of friends in your life, wonder no more. Here is why. 1. You value depth over quantity. Most people collect friends like trophies. The more, the better. They chase popularity, surround themselves with acquaintances, and mistake noise for connection. But you seek something real. And that's why your circle is small or non-existent. A Stoic would tell you, better to be alone than in bad company. True friendship isn't about having people around, it's about having the right people around. People who challenge you, sharpen your mind, and push you to grow. Not just company for comfort, but companionship for character. This is why depth leads to solitude, because the deeper you think, the fewer people you can relate to. When small talk feels empty, when shallow connections exhaust you, when meaningless relationships hold no appeal, you walk alone, not because you have to, but because you refuse to settle. I learned this the hard way. At first, I thought something was wrong with me. Why was it so hard to find people who truly understood me? But then I realized it wasn't about them, it was about my standards. And when you raise your standards, the crowd naturally thins. Most people fear solitude, but the wise embrace it. They know that a few meaningful connections outweigh 100 shallow ones. So if your circle is small, if your solitude is deep, remember this. Quality over quantity isn't a weakness, it's a strength. 2. You prioritize self-sufficiency. Most people seek friendship out of necessity, not choice. They fear being alone, so they surround themselves with people, not because the relationships add value, but because solitude feels unbearable. But you've learned to stand on your own, and that makes you different. A Stoic would tell you, the wise man is self-sufficient, yet he delights in the company of friends, not out of need, but out of choice. Self-sufficiency is rare. It means you don't need constant validation. You don't need distractions to avoid your own thoughts. You don't rely on others to define your worth. This makes you intimidating to those who cling to companionship for security because you are content in your own presence. But this strength comes with a cost. When you don't depend on others for emotional survival, people mistake it for coldness. They assume that because you enjoy solitude, you don't want connection. But the truth is, you simply refuse to trade your independence for shallow company. I once felt guilty for not craving social interaction like others did. But then I realized self-sufficiency is a gift. It allows you to choose your connections wisely rather than out of fear. Most people seek friends to escape themselves, but the wise, they master themselves first, so that when they do choose friendship, it is genuine. So if your solitude is a choice, not a sentence, understand this: it is not loneliness. It is power. 3. You have high standards for relationships. Most people welcome anyone into their lives. No filter, no expectations, no standards. They tolerate betrayal, inconsistency, and disrespect, all for the sake of not being alone. But you demand more, and that's why your circle is small or non-existent. A Stoic would tell you, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. Friendship is not about filling space. It's about adding value. You refuse to surround yourself with people who drain your energy, encourage your weakness, or distract you from your purpose. You would rather walk alone than walk alongside those who slow you down. But high standards come at a cost. When you expect honesty, most people will disappoint you. When you seek depth, you will find that many live on the surface. When you value loyalty, you will see how rare it truly is. And as your standards rise, the number of people who can meet them shrinks. I used to wonder why my friendships felt temporary, why connections faded the moment I stopped tolerating mediocrity. But then I realized it wasn't that I was losing people. I was shedding what was never real to begin with. Most people settle for proximity over connection. But the wise, they demand quality. And that is why they walk a lonelier, but far more meaningful path. So if your circle is small, let it be strong. And if it must be empty for now, let it be empty with purpose. 4. You are focused on personal growth. Most people seek friendships for comfort, not for progress. They want people who keep them entertained, not people who challenge them. But you've chosen a different path. You are focused on growth, and that makes you different. A Stoic would tell you, the path to wisdom is a lonely one, not because it must be, but because few are willing to walk it. When you commit to self-improvement, you begin to outgrow certain conversations, habits, and even people. You start valuing discipline over distraction, knowledge over gossip, purpose over pleasure. And as you grow, the people around you either rise with you or fall away. This is the cost of transformation. The more you elevate yourself, the more you separate yourself from those who choose to remain stagnant. You see it clearly. Not everyone is ready for the journey you are on. I experienced this firsthand. As I prioritized learning, discipline, and self-mastery, I noticed my old friendships fading, not out of conflict, but out of misalignment. We no longer saw the world the same way, and I had to make a choice: stay behind for company or move forward alone. Most people fear losing friendships as they grow, but the wise, they understand that not everyone is meant to continue the journey with them. So if your path has become lonelier, take heart. It only means you are climbing higher. 5. Society rewards superficiality. Most people chase appearance over depth, approval over authenticity, and entertainment over wisdom. We live in a world that values social currency more than character, where being popular matters more than being real. And if you refuse to play that game, you will stand alone. A Stoic would tell you to be well liked by many is often a sign of compromise. Society rewards those who fit in, those who say what others want to hear, those who follow trends instead of principles, those who prioritize being liked over being honest. But you? You refuse to be anything but yourself, and that has a cost. You will not appeal to those who seek comfort over truth. You will not be welcomed by those who thrive in artificiality. You will not be understood by those who value reputation over reality. But what you lose in popularity, you gain in integrity. I learned this myself. The moment I chose to live by my values instead of by expectation, I noticed a shift. The invitations stopped. The conversations became fewer, not because I had changed for the worse, but because I had chosen authenticity over conformity. Most people trade their real selves for acceptance, but the wise? They would rather be alone than be surrounded by illusions. So if you feel disconnected from society, understand this. It is not a curse. It is proof that you have chosen depth in a world obsessed with the surface. Conclusion and call to action. If you don't have friends, it doesn't always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it means you've chosen a path that few are willing to walk. You value depth over quantity, because real connection matters more than empty companionship. You prioritize self-sufficiency, because you refuse to rely on others for your sense of worth. You have high standards for relationships, because you know that true friendship is built on integrity, not convenience. You are focused on personal growth, because you would rather evolve than remain stagnant. And you reject a superficial society because you choose authenticity over approval. A Stoic would tell you, the wise man is never alone, because his mind is his greatest companion. Solitude is not a weakness. It is a sign that you refuse to settle, that you are building yourself first, so that when the right friendships come, they are meaningful, unshakable, and true. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these reasons resonated most? Drop a comment below. I read everyone. If this video gave you value, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more insights on walking the Stoic pathway. Embrace solitude, walk your path, and let respect, not desperation, shape the friendships you allow into your life.